So we are live and we are very, very late. So sorry, everybody. We have real technical problems. I was trying to munch something as well while I was doing it. So apologies for our lateness, but we are here. And that's my phone
already.
So
we have got some things from Bread Ahead, so we're going to try that in a bit. But how is everyone? Let's catch up with you guys.
I'm already eating something from Bread Ahead.
Hey Sam! How are you? I hope you're well. Thank you for joining us.
How are you, Sam? Sorry, I'm talking with my mouthful.
So what has everyone been up to for the week? I've been pretty busy. I've had a haircut actually.
It does look nice. Now you've let it. This is the first time you've let it down.
Well, what I've done, I clipped it up earlier, so you can't really see because. So basically, I had my haircut, but then I had to go and wash it because you know you get the little bits that fall, and it was like itching me and scratching me and things like that, itchy and scratchy. So I just went and washed my hair again and all of that. So it's not like puffed up or anything like that. But yeah, so this is it all cut. Do you know what I felt? I felt like my hair was so long, it was just dragging down.
It does really suit you, actually. Do you know what? It makes it look fuller.
Yeah, that's the aim. So when it sort of like dries properly and stuff like that, it'll be a lot more full. So yeah.
Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
You okay?
I hope you're well.
So we were thinking about what you guys have said. Well, both all the advice you've been giving us with things like the food and stuff. So I Googled how to do the ultimate cheese toasty, and I tried it yesterday. It was so good.
Oh, really?
Well, you're not supposed to. I use it with sourdough bread, but you're not supposed to do that. So what this guy was, this is a chef. Oh, 134 followers.
Wow.
Sam said your hair looks fab.
Thank you. Well, it's not like puffed up properly. It's still damp. I had it clipped up earlier, and I just literally took it down. So it's still a bit damp. It's not thing, but it's a bit more interesting. So she put like loads of layers in.
Yeah, it does look good. It does make it look fuller.
And so when it's properly dry, it'll be a lot better. But what I didn't like, because it was like so long and everything, it just didn't have any shape to it and all that. So she's clipped it in, she's put some shape into it, got rid of all that weight that was holding it down and stuff like that. And so yeah,
very nice. Well done with 134 followers, Charlie. We know you're on about 126 you were last time.
I think so.
So yeah, well done. That's a big of a boost. Yeah, back to my cheese sandwich. So what they recommended was your bread, and then instead of butter, you put mayo.
Oh yeah.
So you put mayo on the back, and then you cook.
That was someone else's recommendation on here. Actually, was mayo.
Well, it works really well. So the mayo side you put down.
I want to say it was Liam. Go.
So you have your pan, and you put on a low heat, and you put the mayo on it, and it's mayo side down. So mayo side is the bit that cooks. That's your fat.
Right.
And then you put the cheese on the top of that as well. And then you put your other slice of bread on top of that with the mayo on top of that. And the idea is you let that go. I left it for about 10 minutes on a low heat. It melted all the cheese. You know when it's ready to flip. When you lift the top bit and it's stuck, because obviously the cheese is melted, then you flip it. My God, that's a recommendation. So try it, guys. Try it with the mayo. It is absolutely fantastic.
Was it crunchy though? Like really?
Yeah.
I'm not a lover of it when it's like too crunchy.
Not too crunchy, but it was really nice, but soft in the middle. Cheese pool.
You know, like when you did it in the air fryer, I didn't like it when it was so crunchy. So don't get me wrong, I like toast, but I don't like it when it's so crunchy.
There you go. So that was my little recommendation for you. Do try that cheese toasty. So again, bread, mayo, fry it on the mayo side as well with the cheese, and then obviously the top with the your idea is you mayo on the top of it. So when you flip it, then the mayo side then cooks.
Right.
Delicious. Also, so now you may have remembered that Kelly and I, when we reviewed, we've done Bread Ahead many times, but it's always the donuts. Now we wanted to try some different cakes today, so you're going to see us taste test it on the live. So we've got a couple to taste. Is that a third, or did that drop that one?
Did you want to have that one?
I might do
it. Yeah.
All right. So there we had. So this is those are pistachios on top of there. I'm trying to go closer so it does zooms in. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. So that's pistachio. This is a
Then do it a little bit out. There you go.
This is a pistachio pan au chocolat. All right. So it's actually got pistachios in with the chocolate roll. So that's the bread ahead one as well. By the way, the bread I used for the sandwich was actually Bread Ahead's sourdough wholemeal. It was amazing.
Right.
You aren't supposed to use sourdough because the holes in the bread are too big. So obviously the cheese falls through, but I did it anyway and it was really good. The other thing we're going to try for you now on the is carrot. Oh. So this is their carrot cake. Can you see that? I'm just trying to...
No, don't do it
It's
that
not
way.
allowing me to do it. There we are.
Go.
Third time lucky. That's their carrot cake. So we're going to try both of those as well. Da-da-da.
What, right now? Right this second?
Absolutely right now. Because I want to try some.
Of course.
Right, we're going to do carrot cake first. What, right now? Yes, right now. Absolutely right now. So what else has everybody been up to this week? I hope everybody's had a good week. Right, okay, so let's just show. So I get a nice, decent slice. So that is the carrot cake there. Looks very moist. It's got plenty of raisins, it looks in it. Topping.
Doesn't look like raisins. It looks like walnuts.
It's definitely got walnuts in it. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is really good.
That's good.
That is amazing. You can see there all the little bits. It's so fresh. Now, I actually bought this yesterday and it's still fresh. You can see how good it is because Madam's going in for another bite.
Yeah, because he bought it for me.
I can get more. This is a live taste test. I'm only having a bite.
You said you can get more, right? But you were there today.
I did. And I asked you what. Did I or did I not phone you up? And did you or did you not pick up your phone? No.
Was I or was I not in the shower washing my hair?
Whose fault is that? Right.
Washing my hair.
Right. Anyway, here we go.
Here we go.
Hi Thunder, how are you?
Hey, Thunder.
You've just joined us on a live taste test. We are trying the Bread Ahead carrot cake.
That's good. It is good.
And it's so good. It's got raisins in there. It's got the walnuts are really generous. It's got really big slices of walnuts.
Yeah.
Oh, really, really good. How are you, Thunder? Anyway, you well? So, one of the bad things about me doing these taste tests is the fact that also I've got my mouth full. I'm good, thank you. How are you? Looks nice. Where is the carrot cake, Amy, when you need it? I know, well, that's true.
I know, yeah.
That's her fault. She misses out. Carrot cake for carrot cake, Amy. Right.
No, you can try this one.
I'm not sure because that did fall out. Maybe I should. Would you try it?
No.
There you are.
I've already tried it. You're the one that said, yeah, I'm going to try it.
I'm going to leave that a bit. Only because it fell out the bag and I'm a bit worried about it, actually, because it did plonk on the floor. Is it her fault, Carrot Head? It is her fault. It is her fault because she's not here.
You fall on the floor. You just fell in your back.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. So this is the pistachio pan au chocolat. So it's got. I don't know if it's got pistachios in it. It's got plenty on top.
Yeah. Let's try it.
Right.
Right. At the moment, the one that top ranks for me is the almond and chocolate croissant from Arome Bakery. So this is from Bread Ahead. So it's going to be really interesting. This is pistachio and chocolate.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting to see how it compares.
Thunder said, I went to lunch earlier with my mum for a katsu curry.
Ooh.
And a Karina milk drink. What's a Karina milk
Yeah,
drink?
I've never heard of that.
What's in? Obviously milk, but what else is in it apart from
Is
that?
it? Do you mean Korean?
It says Karina drink. My sister asked if you tag the companies in your videos so they can see your content. No, I'll tell you something. That's actually a good question. So I've never tagged them in. Oh, Korean. So I thought Karina milk. This is new. Korean. She did mean Korean.
That's what I thought.
Hey, it's Amy. Hello
Amy.
from Coventry. How's it in Coventry? Sorry, going back to Thunder's question. Well, actually, before we do, tell us what you think.
Taste it.
Right, so Amy, we're doing a live taste test. How are you? You well? How is Coventry? We've just done the carrot cake, but we will do this one. All right. This is pistachio pan au chocolat. Looks nice. Does look nice. Oh, wow. That was so good. I didn't think you'd like this. Right. Inside is pistachio paste and chocolate. That is pistachio paste and chocolate. Oh, that is really, really good. I prefer that to the almond crust one. Now, Amy said, I can't stop for long. I'll be back soon, girlies. There you are, Amy. That was for you. That's the carrot cake we tried.
Wait till she comes back and then we'll try it again.
And she's still there. Amy, you're still there, aren't you?
So, I'm going...
Can't stop for long. I'll be back soon.
Yeah. So...
All right.
Yeah.
Tell us when you're back, Amy. Well, what do you think?
This is really good, but not as good as our own.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You know what? I think I have to have them side by side.
Alicia's gone, Bungas, you're making me hungry. Hi, Alicia, right?
Hey.
Sam said, I saw pistachio cream pizza on TV this week. It looks so... Pistachio cream pizza?
I'm not sure about that.
So Thunder said, red velvet cupcakes are underrated, in my opinion. The pistachio cream one looks absolutely delicious.
Alicia loves red velvet.
Right, so going back to Thunder's point, Thunder asked, have we ever tagged companies in? We've never tagged them in, Thunder, but what we have done...
I have done it in...
so you didn't tell me you did that. Let me have a look before this all goes.
So I don't normally do it on the YouTube. I normally do it on Insta. Or if I do a TikTok. You're just wasting it. You're just dropping it everywhere. You're just wasting it.
No, so what we did do, you'll see actually, we did the Oregon, was it the udame?
Marigoame,
that's it. I can't remember what it's called. Marigoame. And I did actually go into the restaurant afterwards to show the staff that we'd actually filmed it in that location. What was quite funny, the guy was like, yeah, and?
That was the other guy, not the actual.
Not the owner. The owner actually, so I will be honest, the owner did offer us a free meal, but we didn't take it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people to think we were influenced by the freeness.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have shown as well. We have had people contact us. So we have had John Lewis contact us after we did the TikTok for the
didn't contact us, but sort of did. They just said thank you for spreading the word.
But that is contacted.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they did contact us and thank us for doing it. Also, as well, we have had Fortnum's comment on our thing as well. We did a Fortnum's video, and Fortnum and Mason did. But in terms of hashtagging, we've never really been offered anything apart from that that one restaurant, and we didn't take it in purely because I don't want people to think, oh, you only gave it a good review. Because,
yeah, exactly.
So, what's your take on Thunder's thing on red velvet?
I like red velvet, but can you stop eating stuff?
No, because I bought it. I'm going to eat stuff.
This is Mark all over. Buys me something and then eats it.
I can buy you more. Believe it or not, in some strange thing to make a profit, they did make more than one cupcake. Which
is true. But do we not have to wait for Amy to come back?
Oh, yeah, we do. Alicia said, making me hungry. So, yeah, what's your take on the red velvet? Let me have one more bite. What's your take on the red velvet?
I already said, but you weren't listening. Because you're too busy thinking about cake.
That's really good. But Alicia said, I love red velvet, but it's got to be made right. I can't stand it when it's dry. That's like a lot of cakes, actually. If it's gone dry, either that's been there for a while and they shouldn't have sold it.
Or they've overbaked it.
Yeah, or they've overbaked it.
The thing is about red velvet, I like it. It's all right. But it's essentially chocolate cake. That's what red velvet is with food colouring. So, I mean, I like it with cream cheese frosting, but I know Alicia doesn't like it with cream cheese frosting. So, but proper red velvet, it would be with cream cheese frosting, or you could have buttercream, but the proper red velvet is with cream cheese. But I only find it okay. It doesn't. I've yet to taste. Now, don't get me wrong. It probably is. I haven't tasted the right one. I probably need to taste the right one.
Now, we did go to the United States, not just for red velvet cake, but we did have the red velvet cake there at the Cheesecake Factory. So it's the red velvet cheesecake, but it wasn't as good as the others, I thought.
I think the best one at the Cheesecake Factory probably is the pineapple one.
Yeah, the pineapple one's amazing.
Yeah, I think they do like a pineapple upside down one. I think a lot of people love red velvet. Equally, a lot of people love chocolate cake. I baked chocolate cupcakes the other day for some people, and they absolutely were blown away. They really enjoyed it. There was 2 left, and everybody was waiting for somebody else to eat it because they felt guilty because they didn't want to have it. And then somebody grabbed one, and then 2 days later, the other person grabbed it, and the person that grabbed it said, even 2 days later, these cupcakes are amazing.
There you are.
So, yeah, I think, I like chocolate, and I like chocolate cake. I just don't like too much of it, and maybe that's why, with regards to red velvet, I like it, but it doesn't blow me away.
Thunder said, you should reply to Thornton and Mason saying, thank you for the comment. Well, how about the free afternoon tea? Well, do you know what? We've never, do you know what, though? That would be something else. If they offer free afternoon tea, I think I would have to take that. I've given you a good review before we had the free afternoon tea. So we know we're good, we're cool. I've not influenced in my decision. That's what I would do. That would be nice. So Fortnums, if you're watching. Alicia said, got to be with buttercream. We're talking about the red velvet.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan of cream cheese.
Yeah, I know you're not.
You can actually disguise the thing. It's amazing, actually. I never eat cream cheese. But when you have it in cakes, I never ever tell the taste.
Yeah.
I can't taste the sensation. Sam said, I had a fresh cream sponge from Asda last week. So yuck. And left this horrible, greasy, yucky taste on the roof of my mouth. Ew.
No.
Well, this is it. Depending on these fresh cream cakes as well, it really does depend on where you get them from. It's like the custard cake. I love custard slice. That's one of my favourites. But it's your fault because Kelly bought some from a posh shop. Now I can't have the normal ones anymore now because they don't.
Mille-feuille you like.
Mille-feuille.
Mille-feuille is your favourite.
Bonjour, mille-feuille.
But I feel like if it's done with a proper cream, you're okay. But if it's done with like, not a fake cream, but it's only like, I don't know, 40% cream or 60% cream or something like that, and then the rest is filled with rubbish, then you're not going to get a full proper experience of how delicious cream actually is. So
Thunder said, what are you two having for dinner tonight? Well, I don't know. We were just debating this because as we were trying to set up, because we were so late and had technical difficulties, I was saying to Kelly, that's why I'm not doing this one. I was just saying to Kelly, what we're going to have. Of course, by the time we fix this whole thing, we haven't got round to doing it. So I'm trying to make sure it isn't these cakes. We'll give our final thoughts of these in a second. But I don't know yet. What do you think? What did you fancy?
I mean,
Kay always says, I want something tasty. Yeah, well, what does that mean?
Yeah, like
I want something tasty.
Sometimes, like, I know that I want something tasty, but what that tasty is, I don't actually know. And so it can be tricky. And sometimes I want something tasty, but I really can't be bothered to cook. And sometimes I don't want takeaway, let's say, but I want to cook, but sometimes I'm just like so tired or whatever, and I just can't be bothered to cook.
So what has everybody else eaten tonight? Have they had anything exciting, anything new? Did you have takeaway? Did you cook yourself? Or are you lucky enough to have somebody else prepare it for you? And what was it like? Any recommendations, please, would be good, because you might think, we might not cook it, but order that. Obviously not your home cooked food, because that would take a while for it to come to us. Sam said, if you've got a PO box, I will send you some Christmas cake. Now, Sam, we were thinking about doing a PO box.
I will look into it.
But
That would be one of my
it was
things.
only because it's expensive. We were thinking, umming and ahhing about it.
I've not checked the prices, so I don't know. Do you know? Did you
No,
check the
I
prices?
did. I had heard it. Somebody said it was pricey.
Oh, right. I will look into it. And, like post office these days are few and far between.
But I've got to say, that's very kind of you.
Yeah.
And is this homemade Christmas cake? Because that's going to make me even more jealous. And I think that's going to be our motivator to actually get a PO box if we do it. Thunder said, Mark, do the French accent. I go, I had some millefeuille. He was... So I can't. I used to do that at work. I told you. So if you imagine that's French bread, I'm only doing that because I want another bite.
I know.
So
Stop it.
I've got to do. I can't then do them.
No, you don't need. You don't need to do
I'll
it. You
just
don't need
pretend.
to touch anything.
Let me just pretend. Let me have a tiny bit of this. So I would say like this. You can tell this is French, can't you? Go. Bonjour. Anyway, Sam said, please. Okay, yeah. Bonjour. Sam said, I agree. Mark, I don't like supermarket cakes. I've had too many homemade ones. This is the problem when they're really good and homemade. The supermarket aren't the same. Thunder said something tasty should surely mean something to sink your teeth into, textured and flavorful, and a variety. Oh my God, you just described Kelly.
Variety, so Mark gets annoyed. So whenever we order Chinese, right, Mark gets annoyed. Because you can't go to the Chinese and have one dish. That's like going to tapas and having one dish. You cannot. It's impossible.
So what ends up Kelly does is I'll get a bill for like 40 to 50 pounds for 2 takeaways. I thought, what the hell? And then I realised Kelly has ordered for about 7 people. These are for the next few days.
Bill. I paid for it. That's the first thing. Sometimes, yes, Mark does pay for it sometimes. But I pay for it if I want several dishes, and I like to have choice. Do you know what I'm saying? I like my crispy aromatic duck. I like my ribs. I like my Thai green curry. I like my crispy seaweed. I like
a lot.
My prawn toast. I like it.
George just joined us. Hi, George.
Hey,
how are you? George said, hi, nice to see you. Hi at work. Nice to see you. Oh, you're working. Well, I hope you haven't got to work for too long, or that you've just started as well. We just finished our little food review. We will go back over it because I've realised we haven't scored it yet. Or given our final thoughts. But we will do that as well. Carrot Cake Amy's now disappeared. So I'm going to show Carrot Cake Amy our carrot cake. Sam said...
And Keegan.
Keegan, he does.
Yeah.
He's not on. Charlie, if you're still on, get Keegan. Sam said, I was too sore to cook today, so I made a tuna and sweet corn mayo sandwich. I added lots of white pepper. Ooh, that sounds nice.
Do you know what? I haven't had tuna and sweet corn mayo for a long time, but you know what I used to have was chicken mayo and sweet corn. And sometimes I would do bacon, like fry off like lardons or something, and then put it in there.
Thunder said Kelly and Mark are the best French couple. I told you that. I don't know why I find speaking in French so funny. It's not French. It's when they add English words into it. That makes me laugh.
Right.
And I don't know why it makes me laugh, because Kelly told me off. We'd gone to, I think I've told you the story, but we went to Paris. Oh, George, that's so kind of you. George has given us £2 for
George.
customs. George, that's so kind. Thank you so much.
So much.
That's really nice of you, actually. Do you prefer custard or ice cream with your desserts? He said as well. Thank you so much.
We're different.
We're different. I prefer ice cream.
I prefer ice cream. You normally have custard.
Well, it depends. I normally have both. I'm not going to lie. If I'm having custard, I'll have the both. But it depends what with. So
yes, that is true.
If it's pie, I'll normally go with custard, but I'll have ice cream with it.
I'm having apple pie a la mode.
But I do like the bit. What I love is when the ice cream melts into the custard, it makes it even more creamy. So it's almost like adding additional. To show how bad I am, I sometimes as well have ice cream and pour double cream on the ice cream.
What I like, if you ever go to Humble Crumble, frozen custard. We've got to go back anyway.
Oh, that was delicious. Yeah.
But frozen custard on the Humble Crumble, which is like crumble, and they do like seasonal fruit. So sometimes they might do cherries. Apple is obviously a given, and all of that. And just a frozen custard. I'm not a custard person really. But M&S's custard, they do a Madagascar vanilla custard. It's really good. Really, really good. I like it when it's sauce anglaise, which is custard, when they call it sauce anglaise, but it's more like, you know, the one when you get in the fruit tarts, that type of custard. So like the vanilla, like the Madagascar vanilla custard, and that's the type of custard I really like. I don't like the gloopy, you know, the runnies or gloopy custard. I'm not that, but the really yellow stuff. But the more like the sauce anglaise, yeah, that's really good.
So let me do my French thing. So as we got to Paris, we got a taxi, and we were driving to the hotel. And I don't know why, it was just, I can't speak French. I'm going to make this up. But Ed Sheeran song came on. And it's like, qu'est-ce que je dis bien, les mars or Ed Sheeran avec Shape of You, and I started to laugh. And then Kelly's in the next to me, goes, shut up, because I was just laughing because I just found it so funny. Avec Ed Sheeran, avec Shape of You. Thunder said, yeah, exactly. My sister says something wholesome. If it's McDonald's, for example, we'll get the burgers, chips, milkshake, and an ice cream, a bit of everything. Do you know what? We were looking at actual facts. So in Disneyland, they've now got pickle milkshake.
Yeah.
And it's the gherkins, pickle gherkin milkshake.
Yeah.
Pickled
But it's limited
milkshake.
because basically they have the, I think it's the Food and Wine Festival on. And so during the Food and Wine Festival, they do all of these sort of like limited, because it's only for a limited period. So it's going to be on for a few months. And then they go, and then something else comes. So you get the Art Festival, Food and Wine Festival. There's another one. And so I love it when we go because you get to try all the different booths. And I'm telling you, we're going to go back at some point.
Sam said, yes, it would be a homemade Christmas cake. I'm making Christmas cakes for the family. And if I can make you guys a little one just for you, I will know what you don't like, though. Oh, bless you. That's so kind of you, Sam.
Thank you. We will get a PO box at some point.
Yeah, we will do.
Sure.
We'll let you know, though. But thank you so much.
I'll try and do it before. I'll try and do it before next month if I can.
Sam said, well, we went to Stonehenge. I made crispy bacon and egg mayo sandwiches for breakfast, but we stopped on the way to eat them. My husband had left them in the fridge at home.
Oh,
no!
Oh, no!
Oh my God, George, you'd have to keep giving us money. That's so kind.
No, please,
yeah,
please don't give us any more. Thank you so much.
That's really kind of you. Oh my God.
Oh,
that's really kind of you. He said, what's your favourite place you have been on holiday? Mine is Nepal.
Oh, wow.
I would love to go to Nepal. Did you actually do the Everest part?
Tell us more about Nepal,
yeah.
please.
I was going to say, so I've got to say, my favourite place to be, I'm going to be really boring, it's going to be either Florida, it's got to be Florida, I've got to say, or Vegas.
Yeah,
those
you
are the two.
You love Vegas. I think I was wondering if I could need that, but I can't. I've never been to, like, I've been to quite a few places, to be fair. My favorite place is probably Florida, going to the Disney parks and Universal, but stepping into a postcard, Mauritius. I've never gone to somewhere, like I've been to, you know, like when you see, well, they don't do brochures and magazines anymore, but back in the day when you used to get brochures about holidays and stuff like that, I remember going to these places and it looked like the picture, but it wasn't like the picture kind of thing. But when I went to Mauritius in my adult life and I stepped onto the beach and I just looked at it, and I was just like, wow, like it was absolutely amazing.
Picture postcard.
Yeah, I've never in my life experienced. My cousin was working at a hotel at the time and I went to visit her and I just stepped out and I was just like, it was white sand.
It's amazing. It
sea.
Really is. If you have never been to Mauritius, I could highly recommend it. It is a long way. You're a 13-hour flight, but
it was amazing. I've never in my life experienced. I mean, don't get me wrong. I went a lot as a child, but for me as a child, it could have been Brighton Beach. Do you know what I mean? For what you know. And I just remember sort of like playing in the sand and trying to bury my dad in the sand and all of this type of stuff. But yeah, I have to admit, when I went in my adult life, and I hadn't been for many, many years. So I didn't really, while I had memories as a child, I don't remember the beauty. I remember going to see relatives and, you know, spending time at my grand's house and things like that. But it was amazing. Yeah, I've never experienced anything like it.
Oh my God, George has given us another £5.
Oh, George, please, no, don't.
Yeah.
You can just ask us questions.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't charge per question. Honestly, that's really
yeah.
kind of you. But
Thank
you don't have to
You don't have to keep giving us. Just ask us questions.
Yeah. Sam said creme brulee is like the ultimate custard. I love it. You must try this. So it's actually custard creme brulee. If you ever came to London, we would love to take you to what place? What's the place?
I don't know the place you're talking about.
Humble Crumble. That's all right. You're on another planet.
Oh, but we didn't try it, so we don't know.
I did have it.
You didn't. You know you didn't.
I had the frozen one. Sorry, you're right. You're right. I had the frozen one.
Like, we didn't try it.
Right. Thunder said, no wonder it's limited. Nobody wants it. So she's talking about the gherkin pickle. People have tried it, and I've seen people on YouTube try it, and some of them have tried it and drunk it and got, no, this is not the one for me.
It's had mixed reviews.
Sam said, oh, Nepal is so beautiful. Have you been? I've never been to Nepal. This is what George said, the Kathmandu in Nepal is beautiful. Oh, he's got to go back to work. George, thank you so much as well.
Thank
really
you.
Nice to
thank you. Thank you. And thank you for donating.
That's so generous.
That's so generous.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I forgot you can put the chip thingy on. Thunder said, Florida and Vegas. Boring. Those are probably the most fun. I say I'm being boring because I've not thought of anything exotic. But I've got to say, those exactly that, Thunder. These are the places that made me the most fun. It's one of the places where I've actually woke up in the morning and thought, I get to do this today. It's one of the very few places that I've done that too.
The thing with Vegas, a lot of people go, oh yeah, you know, you'd spend a lot of money. It's tacky. It's this, it's that. But truly, you have to go. It's not about like all the gambling and stuff like that. I mean, if you're not a gambler, you can push that to the side. You don't have to do any of those things. But they've got some like amazing architecture there. Like a lot of people go, oh yeah, it's tacky. Da, 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 da. Honestly, you go in and they've got like these amazing sort of like displays, you know, flower displays. You get to see the water fountains at the Bellagio. And the architecture that is in the Venetian, Caesar's Palace, all of that type of stuff. Honestly, like if you want like to experience sort of like the old type Vegas, you can go to Fremont Street and all of that type of stuff. But Vegas itself is truly, it's mind-boggling what they do. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like a fancy, let me go to a beach, or, you know, I don't know, let me go on excursions. There are excursions that you can do, by the way, but it's just walking up and down the strip. I mean, it's too hot. You've got to walk in the hotels and stuff like that, but going out on the strip and then going to the hotels, going to do shopping at one end of the strip, going to do shopping at the other end of the strip, like when you're going to all the outlets and things like that. I have to say, it's amazing. It truly is amazing. It's one of my favorite places, not the favorite place. I've been to like a few cities and stuff like that. Absolutely love Toronto in Canada. Absolutely love Barcelona. I do like New York, but I like Toronto more than New York. I feel like when I'm walking around in Toronto, I feel a bit safer, and it's definitely more clean. Do you know what I mean?
Thunder said, you two have to go to Dubai. It's the food heaven and the people are lovely. Do you know what, Thunder? I really want to go, but yours doesn't appeal to you.
It doesn't appeal to me. It's not on my list. But so I've heard mixed reviews about Dubai. I've spoken to people who've worked out there, and they go, it's really strange that people come on holiday to Dubai. She just finds it really strange. But it is an environment where she worked and stuff like that. I've known people to work there as well. But my cousin's been, she thought it was really good. She's been a few times. I know my sister's been quite a few times as well.
Yeah.
It's definitely somewhere that my mum really wants to go, but it's never really been on my list, I've got to say.
Sam said, I want to see the pyramids. Lots of, so I do. So going before that as well. So Sam said, I want to see the pyramids. Lots of pyramids, Egypt and South America, but I don't like the bugs. Ew. Now, when you're talking about South American pyramids, you're talking about
Chichen Itza.
or Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
So I would love to do that. My cousin's done Machu Picchu, but actual fact, I don't know if you can still visit it because they are talking about stopping tourists going there because of the erosion, where people are going back and forth to there. The pyramids in Egypt, I'd love to see.
I'm going to tell you a story about that, but go on.
A friend of mine described them as just triangles in the desert. I said, oh, come on, it must be more than that. I always think of the pyramids being out in the middle of nowhere, but they're not. They're really close to the city. You could literally just pan round. And but I'd love to go there as well, Sam. That was something else I'd like to go to.
I feel like the thing with me and the pyramids in the pyramids is so a friend of mine many years ago, she went on a coach tour, and she said that obviously with tourists are in high demand out there kind of thing, and so halfway when they get there they have to take out their guns and they protect
the
an
armed
tourists
guards,
armed guards and all of this. And in my mind I'm just thinking, now is it worth that, right? Going to this place, and you have to go you go past a prison as well on your way, and I'm just wondering, like, and then you have all of these sort of like scam people going.
But you're not going to let that put you off. You want to go at least once because it's a wonder of the world.
I'm not saying that it isn't, but I'm in my mind I'm calculating the fact that we have to go with an armed guard. Is that worth it to me?
I'm going with Sam.
Definitely. Sam, take him along. He will love it.
Amy's back. She goes, £5 donation. Whoa, so much money. The money for Starbucks. Well, it wasn't for that, but
it wasn't for that.
No, we weren't expecting it at all. So it's very, very generous. Not at all.
Yeah.
That's something we always do here. The whole chat is free.
Yeah.
We just do it because we love talking to you guys as well. So it was totally unexpected. Now, Amy, we were thinking of you because now we were saying we've done bread ahead donuts many, many times, but we reviewed the carrot cake, and I've got to say, one last try.
Because he's been using my fork.
It's absolutely amazing. Sam said, have you seen Vegas 911? Thunder said, do you mean Reno 911? I've not seen Reno 911. No. Is it a program? Right, we're going to go for again. Here we go. Carrot cake. That is so good. That's really good.
It is really good.
Right. Let's do what would you give that out of 10?
I'd give it an 8.
I'm giving that a 9.
Really?
It's one of the best carrot cakes I've had, actually. That's really good. I'll get you another one. All right?
You will get me another one.
I will get you one. What about the pistachio? Well, that's all that's left of it. What about the pistachio pain au chocolat?
Again, I'd give it the same. I'd give it an 8.
I'll give that an 8 too. I had to just make sure that I was going to give that an 8. Okay. Thunder said, Vegas is beautiful and amazing, and the Grand Canyon physically took my breath away. I understand the very phrase ever since then. Did you go there? I haven't. Kelly has.
Yeah. I went to the Grand Canyon, me and my friend, because that was our first time going to Vegas. And I remember going into the Paris and all that. And we went into one of the shops that's along the same shop that I took you to when we booked something. I can't remember what we booked, but we were booking an excursion. And they gave us like 3 or 4 different options, like one to go on a coach, one to go, the one on the coach is an all-day affair. So you're going on the coach, you go on a plane, or you go in a helicopter. And me and my friend, we opted for the plane, and we put our earphones on, and you fly over. The guy he didn't recommend that we do that. He recommended that we do either the helicopter or the coach. And with the coach, you get to go to an Indian reservation and all of that. And I think you have like a lunch or a barbecue or something like that. But we didn't want to do all day. And it was really expensive to do the helicopter. We were there for six or 7 days, I think we were there. And so we really needed to balance our time. And there were so many things that we wanted to do. So we didn't want to spend all our money on the helicopter. So we opted for the plane. But I've got to say, it was amazing to fly over it and see that, like, it was just amazing.
It does sound. The only reason I didn't do, or we didn't do when we went there, it was at the time, and this is going back a number of years. It was nearly $500 back then. I thought, well, that's a trip away. Well, it certainly was back at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why we didn't do it.
Yeah.
But I would love to do it as once in a lifetime thing that I would love to do.
Mm-hmm.
Sam said the Atlantis Hotel in Dubai looks cool. Is that the 7-star one, which is supposed to look like a shit cell? That's the way it's done.
Oh.
They designed something very similar in Portsmouth, which is again, it's following that design. Obviously, nowhere near as grand as the Dubai one. But
the only one that I can think of in Dubai is like the 2 hotels. They're like this, and then it's got like an arch in it.
Yeah.
That's the only one that I can think of.
Well, they did the world thing as well. So they pump loads of sand in the sea to make it look like the world. So you got all the different continents on there.
Oh.
And they had loads of little islands that they were going to build, I should say. Then the financial crisis hit. So they basically shelved them all because they can't afford to do it. Okay. Thunder said, Kelly, we were unsure about going, and now we've been 3 times, and every single year want to go back. Beach, food, water parks, biggest shopping mall in the world. We're talking about Dubai. Completely safe, and desert tours.
I was going to say, with the
sounds amazing.
Also, safety was on my mind. I didn't mention it, but safety was on my mind. Tell me, how are the shopping malls? Are they affordable?
And Thunder said so much more. Yeah, I really want to go to Dubai. I really like to see it.
I will consider it then.
I really want to go because I just think to myself, your mum said that. I love Dubai. I said, have you been? And then I realised as well, she stopped there on a stop offer for a flight.
No, she's never stopped off there.
Then why did she say she left Dubai?
Because I don't know, she really wants to go.
I love Dubai. Have you been? Oh no.
But I will do. Do you know what though? I would do it as a stop off. So I would, if I was flying somewhere, I would spend a few days there and then take the plane.
Oh yeah, that's all right. Yeah, we'll try stuff. But I do really want to.
Oh, you mean you thought I'd do it for a day?
No, not a day.
No, I was going to say I'd go for a few days. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to do that to go to Dubai.
I'd do it as a stop.
But no, thank you, Thunder. That's something we definitely want to look at. Well, I did. I know it's not really Kelly's jam, but I would love to go to Dubai.
My friend, my cousin's been, should I say? And I've got a few friends that have worked there. Or not friends that have worked there. I've known people to work there. But yeah, I've heard mixed stories, so I don't know. Yeah.
Sam said, if I went to Vegas, I want to pop to Area 51. Now, my brother and his girlfriend Siobhan, they have been not inside, obviously, but that basically you can only get so far to it. There's all these fences around it as well, and then you can't go anywhere closer to it. There's all these shops obviously around there, which obviously sell memorabilia. And I've got a T-shirt with the alien thing on, which you've just put in the chat. It fascinated me the Area 51 and Hangar 18 and all of this. So if anyone's not familiar, Hangar 18 is supposed to be an aircraft hangar in Area 51, where they say house all these spacecraft. Obviously, all conspiracy. But yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. But it would fascinate me that. Thunder said, sounds magical to see so much of it from the plane too. We're going back to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, Grand Canyon.
And no picture or description of you just as how truly amazing the Grand Canyon is. Sam said, yes, it's the hotel on the main island, the Palm. Yeah, we're talking about going back to Dubai. So that's the Atlantis is the main one. I thought so. But going back to Thunder's point, I would really like to see the Grand Canyon. It's like you say, you have to actually be there to see it.
We've been to Vegas a few times.
We have. There is a glass bridge as well.
That's right.
I don't know if I would do that, but yeah.
That's the one where I don't think it's the helicopter one, but it's the one where if you go via the if you go on the coach tour, then you get to go on the glass bridge.
Right. Going back to Dubai, Thunder said, as affordable is subjective, I would say definitely bring quite a lot of money. If you want designer clothes, they would probably cost the same as here. But there are places called souks. This is a huge market for selling fake things.
Yeah.
Amazing quality and completely legal. It's a thing out there.
My cousin went, but it wasn't Dubai. He went to Morocco. That's where he went. He went to Morocco. But he didn't like the way that they were getting treated and stuff like that. So I don't know if he would go there again, perhaps.
Well, my friend went to Thailand, but very similar, because he was saying that as well. He said the obviously the fakes out there are so good. So he bought loads of football tops in England are about £60 each, the Premier League ones. So he went out and bought a whole load of them, and he was buying them for £5 each. And so, of course, he bought them for everybody. And he said, but Mark, he said, look at them. They are so realistic. He said, I couldn't tell the difference from them. That's how well made they were. So he bought a load out for people.
The thing is, when you buy designer things, only part of it is made in. So, like, say if it's an Italian design, only maybe the straps or something else is actually made in Italy. The rest of it would be made abroad.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So the countries that you're buying it from, it is pretty much real, except the only add-ons are the ones that isn't real. So the add-on that you may get from Italy or wherever, or Paris or wherever it is. But the rest of the design is normally made in these countries.
Thunder said, I would say it's fairly affordable overall, being as much as you can, basically, because the shops are amazing and you can haggle the prices. Oh, you can haggle. Oh, that's interesting.
In shops? In the mall? Can you haggle?
Well, I think
in the I know in the souks you can, but I wanted to know, can you haggle in the actual shops?
Don't think you. Well, Thunder will tell us, but I'm not sure. But and you can haggle the prices down quite well because the people are kind. Oh no, in the souks. Yeah, she means only in the souks. Yeah, it's not like you can go into
supermarket and go, right, I wanna.
That was like Terry Thomas. There was from Phone Jacker, when he did the joke. We phoned up Argos and goes, give me a ladder, name your price, give me a ladder. He said, sir, our ladders are $39.99. He goes, I'll give you £20. Talk to me, give me a price. Sir, our prices are fixed. Talk to me, I'll give you 25. Talk to me. I was just laughing. Sir, our prices are fixed. So yeah, I was going to say actually, but I love doing the haggling in bazaars. When we went to the bazaars in Mauritius, oh God, but the thing is, because I'm foreign and I look foreign as well, they would go in at about 4 times the price.
It's still cheaper than you would pay in the UK,
but it was 4 times the price.
Yeah.
So in the end, what I used to have to do is I'd say to Kelly's uncle, I'd like that shirt there in the shop. I'd give him the money, he'd go in and get it.
Yeah, something that they would sell maybe for £4, they'll sell for 20.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I would get, well, not so much that, but probably about 15, 16 for me.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Something that they would sell for £4, they'd probably bump it up to 20, because when they see that you're like from a different country, they think that you've got money, and so they just bump it up. But it's still affordable for us and still cheaper, but just not as cheap as maybe is someone who's native.
Thunder said, if you go to the desert, you get to dress up and wear the Islamic clothing and take photographs. See, that would be interesting. I would like to see that, actually. I love looking at different cultures and just seeing how they are, how they dress, how they eat, how they, basically function. It's so interesting for me to see that. So that would really appeal to me. But also you've got that West and East type thing. So, they will cater to Western tourists.
Yeah, exactly. When you're in the hotels and stuff, yeah.
Sam said, would you eat camel, Kelly?
No. Even when we were in Florida, I wouldn't eat alligator.
Would it give you the hump? Oh, King Europe, how are you?
Hey,
how you been? Lovely to see you. You've been all right? You've been okay?
Hope you're well.
If you've just tuned in, yes, we've just been doing our carrot cake. There's not much left of it, sample. And Kelly's eaten what's here, but it's the pistachio pan of chocolate. I know I was going to blame Kelly for that. Very good. Very, very good. We both gave it. I gave the carrot cake a 9. You gave it an 8.
8. Both of them an 8.
And we both gave this one an 8. Thunder said, yeah, that would be funny. Going into Rolex, a 50 grand watch, and saying, nah, not doing this day. How about $1 grand? Yeah, just talk them down. I'll give you $1 grand. What you said, talk to me. I'm the rare person who loves carrot cake, says King Europe. I've got to say, if you get a chance, this one is delicious. It's
bread
really
ahead,
moist.
Yeah, it's really good.
So it's bread ahead. They've got them and quite a few tickets. Believe it or not, talking to Dubai,
they've got one in Dubai.
They have one in Dubai.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So the guy that actually made this one as well is from South London. They've got the one that you all will find though. They have the biggest one they have is in Borough Market. But really recommend the bread ahead.
I feel like they've got one in Borough Market, Belgravia, Dubai. Dare I say Sydney or somewhere like that?
I'll have to go and look at my thing. Where are we? Sam said, I tried an alligator burger. It tasted of swamp. I wouldn't eat camel. Did it really? I've heard it. And obviously, I don't eat meat, but he said it tasted chicken. Oh, Thunder's got to go. Take care. Really good to see you. Sorry, we were as our fault because we were so late. So lovely to see you. Take care. Well, hopefully we're
15 minutes late. Not that late, but 15 minutes late. Yeah, but we were late.
Sam said, I've tried alligator, but it tasted of swamp. I've heard it tasted of chicken. That's what I heard.
I don't know. I like things like that, and emu. I don't know. I don't think I could. I don't think I could eat it. If they didn't tell me what it was, probably. But if they told me what it was, I couldn't eat it.
Now, when I used to eat meats, I did have kangaroo.
Yeah.
I got it from Tesco. I worked at Tesco at the time as a student, and they were selling all these unusual meats. They took them off the market soon after, so I don't know what that says. So I tried kangaroo and I tried ostrich.
Yeah.
But kangaroo is really salty. When I tried it, it tastes like steak, but somebody's actually put loads of salt on it. It's very, very salty. A little bit chewy, but that's probably the way I cooked it. Ostrich, on the other hand, is quite bland. It's not as flavorful as chicken. So it was actually quite bland from memory. This is many, many years ago.
I don't know. I just don't think I could. I don't know. There's that, and what's the other one? Well, horse.
Yeah.
I mean, when they caught the supermarkets burgers and stuff containing horse meat and all that.
Would you say nay to horse? Getting Europe said your last Toby Carvery was great. I wish I was near me. Thank you. I hope you like. Do you know what? Actual fact, some of these ones is what I've noticed. A lot of carveries seem to base themselves on Toby. So the one near my parents as well. They the veg is quite slightly different. But yeah, if there is one near you, we definitely recommend it. It's dead cheap for what you get for it. I've got to say, from my mind, it's probably the best quality buffet I've tried in a long time.
Do you know what? For all my I like to go to nice places. I like to eat at nice places. I like to go to nice restaurants and all that. But I tell you what, you cannot beat a Toby Carvery. You just can't. Can't.
Honestly, if you can get one, even if you're going to visit someone, King Europe, or someone like that, if you can find one near you, try and do it if you can. The trouble is, they're not in central London. They are on the outskirts more than anything, but they are around.
But I feel like it probably differs from carvery to carvery, because there's another one not too far from us and it's not as good. So I can understand how some people might, because there's mixed reviews with regards to carvery. Yeah, that's true. Do you know what I mean? There's mixed reviews with regards to Toby. And I think it just depends on what your expectations are and all that. If you just accept it for what it is, which is, your mashed potato, your roast potato, but everybody always downs it because of the meat. Because, you don't get a lot of meat and blah. And it's true, you don't get, it's wafer thin meat that you get. Now, but you get a choice of 4 meats. So if you want pork, gammon, beef, and turkey, you can have slices of each. Do you know what I mean? And you can even order the bacon wraps, pigs in blankets, or you can have you can go king size and have the sausages that are there. And I just feel people just that's the only thing that people complain about. They don't really complain about the quality and stuff like that. But whenever people complain, it's because of the slices of meat.
Sam said the alligator I had tasted really fishy, but dirty fishy. When you say dirty fishy, are we
swampy?
Swampy, yeah. I was going to say not Christina Aguilera dirty. It's like swamp dirty. You baby barbecue camel looks too sad to eat. I know what you mean. I think it's the thought of it.
Yeah, it's the thought. It's for sure the thought.
King Europe said, if you want to try horse, just get a 1 pound lasagna from Iceland. Oh no. Oh dear me.
Do you know what? When that came out, I had to scan the meat saying, had I had any of this meat? And luckily I hadn't.
No, I didn't even need to check because I don't eat it, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But when Kenny always says this to me, is what I go, oh look, they do 6 donuts for 50p in Morrison's, and Kenny will go, what is in that for them to have 6 at 50p?
Like, and the fact that they don't taste stale after however, like, what ingredients are they using to prolong the life of these things?
It's exactly this. It's true actually, because if you think about it, that's 13.3p per donut.
No.
So you think if they're paying for that, obviously they got to make a profit.
No.
What is in these things?
Yeah.
Sam said my mum would buy ponies from the local market back in the 70s to save them going to France for dog meat. Me and my sisters would break them, then sell them. Oh, I was going to say actually. So basically, you just get them into. Do you know what? It's one of those things. Is well, you don't think of it in that way. You know that's what would happen to them. King Europe said, finally, post-COVID, I'm all over for work. So hopefully, I have one near me that I can claim expenses on. Yeah,
yeah, claim those. I mean, can they complain though? I mean, it's not like you're going out for an expensive meal. So I claim those expenses. That's all I can say. Get someone to do your expenses, submit your expenses, and then
I was going to say, if work are allowing you to, if you've got to travel for work, then that's your perfect excuse because you're bound to find one there as well. Yeah, just put it off as What would you put that offer under? You're not going to put it under Toby.
Well, no, because if you have to travel for work and you have to eat and you save your receipt, you're going Toby, right? Yeah.
There you are. Why not? Or you could just say that you were doing
too good to go.
Yeah, just do it as a business trip.
Yeah.
But that means you have to buy 2 so it doesn't look suspicious. You had 2 carveries. You can eat 2 carveries. Sam said, when we went to the zoo, a guy on loudspeaker told all the kids that the lions eat the moorland ponies now. Oh my God! I hope he was joking. What can we feed these things? Just bring them in. King Europe said, I've been doing calorie control for the last year.
Right.
Doing cheats whenever I'm away somewhere. I will bankrupt Toby Carver if I'm near one. King Europe, did you see my plate?
Him and his brother.
I was going to say actually as well. I've got to the stage actually. So that's a washing machine in the background. I've got to the stage where I had my plate like this, absolutely mounted. And as I was walking past, one of the waitresses went, "Oh, that is a big plate." I said, "Yeah."
But like even Siobhan's plate,
it's big.
Yeah, like when we went, so I got king size because I like more meat. I eat the majority of it because I try to take little bits of the sides and not so much. But inevitably. But I tell you what, like Siobhan can pack it away.
Oh
yeah. Siobhan can pack it away. So between you, your brother, they probably lost money with the 3 of you there. Probably lost money.
They might be saying that to you, King Europe. Sir, you can't take the tray away with you.
Yeah, you can't take that whole roast joint.
I'll just save you the trouble. Just give me the thing as well, so I don't have to keep coming back up. Oh yeah, that was tempted to do that in Vegas. When I went to the buffets in Vegas, my word, they saw something special there. They saw something unique when I was going up there.
That was when your appetite was big though.
That was when my appetite was at its peak.
During COVID, you've cut down a lot. We both cut down a lot. So because we were in the house and I was cooking at the beginning, I was cooking large meals. Like I was doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then I cut down to sort of 11 o'clock and dinner. And then I cut down even when we just have lunch and then we snack in the evenings. But yeah, so Mark's appetite reduced as well as mine even more. But yeah, back in the day, pre-COVID, you would see Mark go to town.
My partner wants me to go vegetarian. I absolutely will at a Toby Carvery. I'll eat them out of the rent. Well, do you know what? You see me as well. That plate I had, there's no meat on there.
Yeah.
And also the other thing is as well, when you do get meat from Toby Carvery, it is just slices.
It's thin, literally.
You are bulking yourself up with veg.
Yeah. You're not gonna get a proper slice of meat. You don't get that at Carvery. It's you can imagine how sharp those knives have to be.
Yeah, to cut it
in order to cut it wafer thin. Wafer thin.
Sam said, is that weird noise, Lol, the washing machine? I've been
Yeah.
wondering what it is. Yeah, sorry, my headphones. So it sounds like a whistle. Yeah, so it is. I've got the washing machine in the background. I put it on a towel washer. It's gone in there for about 2 hours. I thought I put it on the beginning of the live because we tend up going for at least an hour and a half. So I thought that will then do that. A roast must be stacked, said Sam. Now, interestingly enough, like I said, the carvery don't really do it. And even when you got the king size, you get more meat, but you don't get loads.
No, what they do is that even when you get the king size, they spread it out, kind of thing, and you don't get that much when you go king size. The only thing really extra is you can have 2 Yorkshire puddings and sausages. I only get 1 Yorkshire pudding, and sometimes I don't even get a Yorkshire pudding because it's just my plate is just so big, and I literally.
You get 2. You give me the other one.
What, you're going to have it on the meat plate, are you?
No, just put it on the. Tell him to put it on the. Oh, look at that! You turn down free fizz. Oh dear me! You just don't understand the mentality of these people. Do you want?
He's not going to.
Do you want extra? Oh no!
I tell you this. He's not going to dump it on the side. He's going to put it on whatever side he wants.
But going back to your thing as well, I always think with stacked meats, Sam, like a New York deli, you know, when they got like that huge stack of meats like that. King Europe said, last uploaded video I watched from you both, Kenny, was when you made the most amazing pizza toast. It's been my mind ever since. It looks so good. I have to say, Kelly's pizza toast is very, very, very good. Definitely give that a try if you can, because it is amazing.
Yeah.
The other thing, I don't know, King Europe, you may find interesting, was we recently uploaded something called Gotham. It's Park Row. So Park Row is the Batman themed restaurant in London.
Yeah.
We hope you find it interesting.
But it's not obvious that it's like a Batman theme. It's more like a Gatsby speakeasy type place with hints of Batman and clues of Batman films and stuff like that, and dedications to, like, you know, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, and, you know, all of that type of stuff. And yeah, it's really interesting, and it is. I would go there again, but I would like to try the experience. But the experience is so much money.
The experience is very, very expensive.
So much money.
But then we did try the dessert. So we had the liquid nitrogen popcorn, and we also had it for the liquid nitrogen. It is liquid nitrogen, I think. The ice cream as well. So you'll see that in the video when we did it. So I managed to film the guy as he was making it and as he's chatting it, and he tells us all about the restaurant as well and all the themes on it. I'm so glad I caught that.
Experience, yeah.
I did ask his permission, by the way, that if I could film it, just film him. King Europe said they will need to call 999 to remove me. I swear. I was the same as well. Do you know what? I really want to say, you guys are going to see something very special here. Having that plate of food. As I always say, when I was walking past with a plate, this woman was like, that's ridiculous, the amount of food that man's put on his plate. He's never going to eat it. And I ate it and went back for seconds. No, he's going for seconds.
I've got another friend, and she will fill her plate like Mark, right? And she'll just eat, like, I don't know where people are putting this stuff. I don't know where they put it. It's making me jealous.
King Europe said, I need to get a Scooby-Doo tier plate. Yeah, exactly. I love it when they used to pile it up like that, Scooby and Shaggy. Ruggy? And then you just go, I need it. That's how I feel like as well. That real comic book thing of having it really sky high. Sam said, I must see this pizza toast. What video was it on so Sam can see it?
Was it on Kel Chat? I think it was on Kel Chat.
Have a look at Kel Chat. So the Kel Chat was quite recent. That's probably about 3 or 4 videos ago. So if you have a look at that, you'll just see Kelly's face on the thumbnail. So have a look at that. And then you can move through to the pizza toast.
Kel Chat was like a little bit of like behind the scenes of what's I like sort of do and things like that. And so I do need to do another Kel Chat. I haven't been keeping up with stuff, but I was doing a little bit of temping, and I was sort of doing a story of how it is to be a temp, and, you know, sort of like how you get jobs and stuff like that. So yeah, I will think about whether I'm going to upload that one and culminate and put it together and stuff like that. But I believe the pizza toast was on Kel Chat.
Sam said, I finished The Sopranos and I'm now watching Peaky Blinders because I love Cillian Murphy and Oppenheimer. Cillian Murphy is actually a really, really good actor. I haven't watched Peaky Blinders, I've been meaning to. Everyone was raving about it.
They were.
But I just haven't got round to seeing it. I really like the idea of it, and his Birmingham accent is actually very good. I did think it was quite good.
I like his acting, but I don't know. I feel like he looks weird.
He doesn't look weird.
To me, I'm not saying he looks weird. To me, he looks weird. So sometimes I find it a bit difficult to watch really.
Okay, King Europe said, I feel like I ask this every time, but who had the birthday? Oh, sorry. So it is me being lazy. I had it back in May the 10th, and look, I've still left it out there just because I can't bother to take it down.
It was my cards up there before, and because we're 6 months apart. So
yeah. It stays up there for months and months. I know you like to keep the background deco a lot. Yeah, we do. It's pure laziness. I even forget it's there. King Europe said yes, it was the Kel chat.
Kel chat. Yeah.
So you might find that interesting, Sam. With that, Sam said, thank you. I've been meaning to watch more of your vids, etc., but blame Tony Soprano. Just to let you know that he's not in any of our vids. So you're. King Europe said, yeah, I thought that was the case. Peaky Blinders is so well written. The acting is very good. So that is one. Have you guys actually got any other recommendations?
I have.
Oh, let me finish King Europe so you
Yeah.
can do the recommendations. So if you let us have any recommendations, please let us know. And then Kelly's about to give hers. King Europe said Kelly's card for months, then Mark's banner for months. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, totally.
That's just us lazy. Go on, give your recommendation.
My recommendation is Warrior. Truly, please watch it. It is so good. I mean, I was brought up on martial arts as a child, so I'm not doing martial arts, but actually watching it. So I was brought up on the Bruce Lees and the Billy Chongs and the Jackie Chans and all of that type of stuff. And so, my favorite of all time is probably Crystal Fist with Billy Chong. That's probably my favorite martial arts film of all time, I guess. But I like things like Snake in the Eagle's Shadow and all of that type of stuff.
Explain to everybody what Warrior is if they're interested.
So I was about to come on to that. So if you like Bruce Lee, Warrior is actually based on the writings of Bruce Lee. So at some point in his life, he must have done these writings. Now if you've ever watched what was it? What was the making of his life? Dragon. So if you've ever watched Dragon. He talks about he's with the guy that plays. Is it Robert Wagner? I think it's Robert Wagner. I think, or some type of director, and they come up with.
Yeah, he's the actor's Robert.
Yeah. And so they come up with what you call it, kung fu. They come up with the concept for kung fu, and. But the production company at the time, they didn't really want to work with a Chinaman. So what they did, they brought in David Carradine. So if you ever watched Kung Fu back in the day, and it was about a man who was looking for his brother, and along the way he does Kung Fu and all of this type of stuff. But clearly during that time, he must have done writings of something. And now they have developed it into a series, and it's on its 3rd season. But it's so good, and it's like if you're into the martial arts, if you're like, it's really good, and you can tell that he's based the main character on himself. So you kind of realize that in season 2. So when you watch season 2, it's really, you can see how, when he uses the nunchucks and things like that, and then you see okay, so he's basing it on himself and things like that. Yeah, it's really, really good. Can't recommend it highly enough.
King Europe said, I assume you've both watched Breaking Bad. I have. Kelly, you didn't really like it, but I loved it. For me, King Europe, I've got to say, Breaking Bad is the best series I've ever watched. It's the only series I've actually thought where there's. I've actually got an end of an episode. No, I never ever anticipated that. And most series, I reckon this will happen, and it happens. You think, I thought that.
Yeah.
But this one is the only one I thought, no, I did not see that coming.
Do you know what? prior to Mark watching it, I tried to watch it several times. I think I tried to watch it 3 times, and I gave up on it because it just wasn't grabbing me. And then Mark said, let's watch it together. After he'd watched it, he said, let's watch it together. I was like, all right, cool. I made it to halfway through season 2, and I just didn't grab it. And I love Bryan Cranston. I absolutely love him. I loved him from Malcolm in the Middle. I like him from Your Honor. I've seen a few films that he's been in. I really rate his acting. He's such a good actor. But I couldn't get into Breaking Bad. I just couldn't get into it.
Sam said Tom Hardy is brilliant in Peaky Blinders. He's a really good actor, Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I do like
Tip to be the next James Bond, by the way. Sam asked a question for you.
Oh.
Did you like the Crow movie, Kelly?
That's more of a question for Mark, actually.
I love The Crow. Crow is one of my favourite films. I haven't seen the second one because I just don't want to watch it without Brandon Lee, but I've got to say I really love The Crow.
I thought he was good as The Crow, for sure, but I'm not really into that. It's very dark. You know, that Tim Burton-esque type darkness, brilliant. And all of that. You know, like Batman and the Michael Keaton one, where it's all dark and stuff like that. I'm not really into those types of films.
I love The Crow.
But yeah, Mark, yeah.
Watch it always try and watch it around Halloween because it's the best time to watch it. Amy's back. She's alone back. Sam said, Amy, what did you dip your nuggies in? Amy said May. What? I've missed that.
I don't know. We've missed that.
Amy, definitely get this carrot cake. We've got to get you this carrot cake from Bread Ahead. We really have got to get you this.
It's so good.
Sam said Breaking Bad is good. So before I go on though, Amy, how is Coventry?
Yeah, are you enjoying it?
Are you enjoying it there? Who are you with at the moment? And is it good? Are you having a good time? Sam said Breaking Bad is so good, but very dark. I thought that too as well. I really enjoyed it. Sam also said, I love The Crow too, and the soundtrack is so good. It is! I'm pretty old school, so I've still got my iPlayer, and I've got The Crow soundtrack. It's fantastic. It's got some really good tracks on it. Love The Cure, Burn, the song Burn, which is on there, which is kind of the introduction bit, when he becomes the Crow. So he puts the paint on his face and then starts experiment by jumping from rooftop to rooftop. Love that scene. Love that thing. It's really good. Yeah, and It Can't Rain All the Time, which is the song. It can't rain. I really did like that song as well. The whole thing is really good. Pantera's in it. It's got quite a lot of decent songs in it. Nothing you would like, but I really did enjoy it as well. Actually, in fact, I've got to say, The Crow and there's another film called Judgment Night with Emilio Estevez are two of my favourite soundtracks. I've got to say, has anybody got a favourite soundtrack that they like? Doesn't mean that the film has to be good necessarily, but you really like the soundtrack. So I've got to say, yeah, The Crow and Judgment Night are two of my favourites. Believe it or not, I did like the Romeo and Juliet, the DiCaprio version soundtrack. That was really good as well.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
I quite liked that soundtrack.
That's a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
But didn't you have you liked so not musicals, by the way? I mean, talking about the soundtrack where it's multiple artists.
Mm-hmm.
Gone? Any others?
I just said the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's your favourite one?
Yeah, I don't have.
Did you listen to them when you were younger?
I didn't have. Yeah, I didn't. I don't have a specific soundtrack to a movie that I liked. I got so when I was younger and I watched things like Dawson's Creek, I bought the Dawson's Creek soundtrack.
That's all right.
Like that.
Well, you see.
But it wasn't really. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of film soundtracks that I thought, oh yeah, I must get.
Hi, Richard. Richard's joined us.
Hey,
He said, I forgot you're alive. You're right. Oh, Richard. So just to let you and everybody else know, Richard and Kelly and I, we did a collab together with Richard. We went to the O2. So I've actually edited it now. It's ready to go. Madam's got to watch it.
I was watching it earlier and it got stuck. So I had to go back in and take out the transition. Because when I exported it, for some reason it got stuck on there for ages. And so I had to go back in, take out that transition that you put in, and then it skips over that transition and then it carries on. But I need to check to see But I was falling asleep. I was so tired. So I need to rewatch it again. And then after when I rewatch it, it would be ready for upload. So maybe tomorrow.
So hopefully, yeah, we'll try and get that uploaded tomorrow if you can get to go and watch it, because I always do that. I edit it and then let Kelly watch it, and she makes a critique, and then I change it if anything changes, and then we can go. But
or if it's something I can change, like taking out a transition or something, then I'll do it.
Yeah, and then that's it. Then we'll upload. So we'll try and get that uploaded tomorrow. So you can see Richard, Kelly, and I do our little collab at the O2. Sam said, I've got 4 Sanderson sister cushion covers coming soon for Halloween. Do you like Hocus Pocus?
I do love Hocus Pocus. I even got the T-shirt, but I haven't seen number 2. But I'm going to watch it at some point.
There's a massive gap, isn't there, in time between
between 1 and 2. So don't tell me what happens in 2. But yeah, so I obviously being ever the Disney fan, I went online and they had a Hocus Pocus T-shirt and I bought it. So I wear it every now and again. Maybe I'll wear it at Halloween.
Sam said, I love the Lost Boys soundtrack. Oh yeah, I did like that. Yeah, I did like that one as well. And although in the soundtrack, I don't think the Doors song, People Are Strange, that's in there. And that was annoying because that's a really good track at the beginning of it. One thing I hate about Santa Barbara, all the damn vampires. And most Tarantino movies. Yeah, that's true, actually. There's an article I was reading, and it's so true. They say Quentin Tarantino makes songs more popular. If you look at all the Pulp Fiction soundtrack, all of those songs weren't really mega popular. But since he released those, I do love the Pulp Fiction soundtrack.
I can't think of a. I can't think. I'll tell you what my favourite soundtrack is. Christmas Carol, or even Willy Wonka and the.
Not musicals. Not musicals, because musicals are designed specifically.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory you can have, because it's actually. Yeah, no, that's a musical.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. No, I said not musicals.
Yeah.
I like the 80s movies also. So Pretty in Pink and Some Kind of Wonderful. I've not heard Some Kind of.
I like Some Kind of Wonderful. So you have to be like Some Kind of Wonderful was with who's the girl that does Leah Thompson? Is that the one who does Back to the Future?
So I didn't realise that. So I just going back there. Sam said it's a cover by Echo and the Bunnymen. I didn't I thought it was the Doors. Oh. That was me. That was my thought. But that isn't on the soundtrack though.
Oh. But anyway, going back to Some Kind of Wonderful, it's with Eric Stoltz. And I want to say, is that her name, Leah Thompson? Who plays Marty McFly's mother in Back to the Future?
Thompson,
yeah, so Leah Thompson. And what's the girl's name? I forget the girl's name. The short girl, and her. And it had the guy from Beverly Hills Cop. You know, the one that punches Eddie Murphy in the stomach.
Taggart,
yeah, and he's got him. Taggart plays Eric Stoltz's dad in it. And it's one of those films like, did you watch it kind of thing? So you got Pretty in Pink, which everybody would have watched. 16 Candles, which at the time I hadn't watched. I watched it a lot later than everybody else. So you had in that era, you had Some Kind of Wonderful. You had Pretty in Pink.
Oh, Sam said Mary Stuart Masterson.
Mary Stuart Masterson. Yes. So and then did you ever watch? It was the guy. What's the brother who plays in 2.5 Men? Andy. I forget his name.
Oh, yeah, I've forgotten his name. Yeah.
So not Charlie Sheen, but the other guy.
Yeah.
He plays in an 80s film where he's playing a college professor, and then he has to hide out with his cousin, and so he shaves his beard and all of that time. I can't remember the film. Or Adventures in Babysitting. Did anybody watch that?
Yeah.
They called it, and then I think they changed it to A Night on the Town. So it's got 2 titles, but I knew it as Adventures in Babysitting with Elizabeth Shue. That was such a great film, one of those all-time great 80s films. Can't Buy Me Love was another good one. Like what's it? What's the guy's name from Grey's Anatomy? Patrick
Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey. So back in the 80s, Patrick Dempsey played in quite a few 80s movies. And then when he came back, I can't remember what film, he took a break from acting for many years. And then he came back. I didn't even recognize him. I did not even recognize it was Patrick Dempsey. If you've ever seen Can't Buy Me Love, I think he plays in one called Pizza Boy as well, perhaps. Or he might play a pizza boy in it. I can't remember. But if you ever watched 80s movies, these were like real, things like Weird Science. It was all in that era. They were so good. Such good films.
Where are we? Sorry. Sam also said, I've got a Corpse Bride t-shirt. I want a Hocus Pocus one and a Beetlejuice one. Have you seen my Beetlejuice Christmas jumper? Because I've got to say, Kelly bought that for me. It is really, really cool.
I think I got you a Nightmare Before Christmas one as well.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, and a Nightmare Before Christmas one as well. They are really, really cool.
I bought your brother a He-Man one.
Did you?
Yeah. So he's got a He-Man.
Awesome. Sam said it's a cover. Oh, yeah, we said that when about People Are Strange, covered by Echo and the Bunnymen. Iggy from Fried Green Tomatoes at the Whistle Stop.
I never watched it. I never watched it. But it is the one with it's not with Julia Roberts, is it? But it's with the woman who played Misery.
Oh, what's her name?
Yeah.
I
think she plays in Fried Green Tomatoes, right? The woman who plays Misery.
Oh, Sam said, I love Adventures in Babysitting.
Yeah, such a great film. If you guys haven't watched it, I mean, it is of the time, so you might not enjoy it now. But things like Tron or things like
Tron, yeah.
Loved Tron. I liked what was the other one? It was in my mind just a second ago.
Crawl?
No, Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, yeah.
The Golden Child. All of those sorts of movies. 80s were great for movies. I've got to be honest, they were really, really good.
There you go. So Sam said The Outsiders is good, and Dirty Dancing soundtrack is good.
Yeah, Dirty Dancing soundtrack is good. Yes, that is one of the ones that I had. Dirty Dancing. I had they did 2 soundtracks, so 1 and 2, and I had both of them. So yeah.
Sam said, Fried Green Tomatoes makes me cry. Oh, and it's Kathy Bates. That's it.
Kathy Bates.
Thank you. Sam, you're like a walking dictionary.
Yeah.
Encyclopedia, I was going to say. Because you know all these people.
Yeah, I was thinking, I know what they've played in, but sometimes the names don't come to me unless someone says it. And I'm like, oh, yeah. But I know what they've played in, like 60 Degrees of Separation.
That's good. I'm trying to think. So, I mean, I love all the classic 80s things. So, like Ghostbusters, Back to the Future. Yeah. These are all great soundtracks as well. The Ghostbusters soundtrack is fantastic. The Back to the Future soundtrack is fantastic. I
liked things like, you know what I like? Labyrinth.
Oh, yes.
I loved Labyrinth.
And actually, I had the soundtrack for that I bought you, didn't I? I bought Kelly the soundtrack for that. That was with Bowie. I think we said that as well. So originally they wanted Michael Jackson to play David Bowie's character, but he turned it down. So Bowie took it in the end.
Yeah.
Sam said Big Trouble in Little China is hilarious. There's a remix video on YouTube called With Light Coming Out of His Mouth. Lol. So funny.
Yeah. With light coming out of his mouth. No, but like you were trying to but like some of the quotes from that, like I loved Kim Cattrall. I loved her in Mannequin as well.
Mannequin.
I thought she was brilliant in Mannequin. You know, I liked things like Splash and Big and all of like the real 80s sort of era. They like I said, there were so many good films. Also one of the 80s films that came out, I think it was in the 80s actually. It could have been late 70s, but I think it was 80s. And it was one of those, you either watched it or you either know about it or you don't, which is Warriors. Come out and play! Warriors! He actually plays in John Wick.
Yeah,
he actually plays in John Wick, that guy, yeah.
There's a new Exorcist movie.
I've not seen it, but I know that there's it's not one that I want to watch.
Oh, I want to watch that.
Yeah, it's not one.
Because the original one's in the 70s, and the effect, The effects,
I was so scared.
Do you know what? I watched, myself and some friends watched a documentary on it. And
based on a true story, by the way.
yeah, and we were going to the pub, and we all just thought, actually, we just want to see the film now, because the documentary on it is so fascinating. Because they were saying with the Exorcist, was that at the time? I can't remember. Maybe it was with them. Anyway, with the documentary, they were saying this is all before CGI. So when you see the girl with her breath, and everyone's got the breath as well, they couldn't CGI that, and they actually had to make your breath cold. So what they did is they created a ginormous fridge. So the girl's room that you see, where they're having the thing, that's in a fridge. The entire thing is in a giant refrigerator. And what they had to do is they had to put loads of layers under her nightie to keep her warm, and they could only shoot it for a very short period because it was absolutely freezing in there. So they'd lower the temperature, and you see them doing all the thing. Of course, you see all the breath as well, and you see her breath as well. And she was trying desperately not to shiver. It was so cold in there.
Yeah, it's not something that I'd ever want to watch again. I think I films like that, because my mum was very much into horror, and I feel like
I know that's so
a
funny.
lot of them traumatized me, I think. And so, but my sister's the opposite. She watched them when she was young as well. She's the exact opposite. She loves horrors, but things like, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Exorcist, The Manitou, Poltergeist.
Do you know what?
I've seen them all. Freddy Krueger.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I thought was completely overrated. I didn't really think that was that.
That's because you didn't watch them when you were very little.
No, that's true.
And things like,
there's a reason for that.
Right, okay. You know, The Bad Seed and Deadly Friend, and all of these sorts of, like, The Bad Seed and Deadly Friend, they were just one of those movies you either knew they existed or they didn't. And with Deadly Friend, it had the boy. Do you remember Albert from Little House on the Prairie? He's older, and he plays in this movie. The other one, The Bad Seed, it was just,
Sam said Event Horizon is a good movie.
I've seen Event Horizon.
And The Abyss. I've not seen either of those. I've seen, do you know what, with The Abyss, I keep getting it a third of the way through. So I've seen it, probably seen the entire movie, but just in different sections.
I never watched The Abyss, but I have seen Event Horizon, but that was a lot later. Because you're talking 90s, right? Event Horizon.
Sam said Deadly Friend is good, and she's called Sam.
Deadly Friend, but it was the boy, the guy, and he was the one that, you know who it has in it. You know the Fratellis, the mum.
Oh yeah,
she's in it. She's an old woman. Yeah. Well, she always looks old, to be fair.
She's in Throw Mama from the Train.
Yeah. And I think she isn't she the one who plays in Superman 4? Or is it Superman 3? 3. She plays in Superman 3.
She's a lot younger there.
Yeah. But she always looks the same no matter what she plays in. She always looks the same. But yeah, she also plays in Deadly Friend. The person that I always remember from that, other than her, is the one who played Albert in Little House on the Prairie. He was the friend with the dark hair.
This Morning Was Moist. I love Billy Crystal. Is that from Throw Mama from the Train? I've not seen that. I do like Billy Crystal. I thought City Slickers was such a good film.
I thought City Slickers was okay.
Oh, it's really good.
You know, it reminds me a little bit of The Three Amigos, I guess.
The Three Amigos was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a bad film.
You can see where I place it.
It was such a bad film. No, it's miles better than that.
And then they did City Slickers too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
There were rumours for a third, but they never went round to doing it. I'm always sceptical about remakes, but some are good, some aren't as good. So I know, especially with horrors as well. I mean, they've remade and rehashed that for ages. Weekend at Bernie's. Oh my God, you are really going back.
Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's. I vaguely remember that. Bachelor Party. I remember
that with Tom Hanks.
Yeah. I like. They weren't like with Weekend at Bernie's. It was all right, but it didn't stick out in my. Like, I was very wistful when I was growing up. So things like Pretty in Pink, were more my sort of speed, or Can't Buy Me Love and all of that type of stuff, rather than Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
Oh, class. Anyway, my loves, we've been going for a little while, an hour and a half. I know we normally do 2, but I was going to say we were a little late, so we've made up the time because we just wanted to make sure that we do a proper live. So I think we will leave that there. St Elmo's Fire. I used to think Rob Lowe was so hot.
Do you know, I was never St Elmo's Fire fan, but yeah.
We also an Andrew McCarthy fan, because a lot of women in the office was a huge Andrew McCarthy fan. Andrew McCarthy fan.
Especially after Mannequin. Mannequin and Pretty in Pink were the 2. But he looks very much now that he's older, he looks very much like I can't think of the actor now. But they both look now that he's older, they both look so similar. I couldn't tell the difference between them. And I'm just trying to think what the other actor played in, but again, the other actor is an 80s person, but I can't think what he played in. But as soon as I do, I'll let you know.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much to everybody joining the chat today. We really did enjoy that. Thank you for also indulging us with our little food review there as well. I hope you found that fun. And those in London, we do recommend Bread Ahead. It's a really, really good food place to get donuts, cakes, and of course bread. Really do recommend that. We lost the focus. Anyway, that's it for Mark and Kelly's trips, tips, and things for this week. Yeah, we've really lost the focus on this one as well. So, there we are. That's it for Mark and Kelly's trips, tips, and things this week. Yes, you as well. So have a fantastic weekend, guys. Have an absolutely wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for joining in the chat, and also George for your very generous donations. We do want to thank you. That was very kind of you.
Please don't ever feel obligated to give us money. We love talking to you guys. But we do appreciate any donations and stuff like that, but please don't feel you have to.
As I say, have a fantastic weekend. We will be back Tuesday 6:30 UK time, as we normally do now. We've had to change it, unfortunately, just purely because of our working schedules and stuff like this. So we're just trying to change that. You'll notice that we're gonna have to start changing it on our videos as well when we sign out. So the next few videos still say 6, but it will be from 6:30. Anyway, as always, please do look after yourselves. Please do take care. And as always, remember, you're never too old to have fun. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay safe. And we will look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Bye for now.
Bye for now.